stories that you should be watching out for today, and this is what the diary looks like here in South Africa. The Western Cape High Court will today hear an application by the New Nation movement, which is arguing that individuals should be allowed to stand for provincial and national elections. Former Bosasa auditor Piet Venter is expected to continue giving testimony at the Commission of Inquiry into allegations of state capture. And the culpable homicide and negligent driving trial of Dudizane Zuma continues at the Randburg Magistrates Court today. The South African Human Rights Commission is expected to release its findings on complaints of alleged hate speech uttered by EFF leader Julius Malema. Okay, that's what the diary looks like. Let's take a look at the trending topics now on Twitter. Hashtag Andile Ramaphosa, the son of our president, Cyril Ramaphosa. And this was something that came out once again, and it's that R500,000 money paid over to Andile Ramaphosa. And this is something that's still making its presence felt. This all came out when Piet Venter basically gave his testimony at the state capture inquiry yesterday. He told the inquiry he never questioned CEO Gavin Watson and simply followed instructions about payments to beneficiaries, which included President Cyril Ramaphosa's son, Andile Ramaphosa. So he's trending. A lot of people are talking about that one. Another one people are speaking about is Afrikaans is groot. Now, this is a festival that takes place. Afrikaans is groot. And all the sponsors, well, not all of them, but many of them have pulled out. And the reason being is because Steve Hofmeyer is one of the key major acts that's going to be performing at this concert. So the latest now, of course, is a global car manufacturer, Toyota South Africa. They say that they will no longer sponsor this Afrikaans is groot series of events. This is obviously because of sharp criticism of events involving the controversial figure Steve Hofmeyer from a number of public figures. And the music event is really is sort of under a lot of pressure because it even came under fire recently for tweeting a picture of the old South African flag, and the event saying they are standing by Steve and they are still going to keep him as one of their main acts. So yeah, quite an interesting one. We'll see how the developments go there. And in fact, they said that their major sponsor now are going to be the people that go to the concert. They don't care about the other sponsors. I think MTN pulled out and a host of other ones as well, media sponsors as well. I'm not too sure of exactly who's pulled out, but one after the next, and then after much pressure, Toyota decided to withdraw sponsorship. Okay, Jussie Smollett, there's one that we spoke about a while ago. Remember that the story of Jussie Smollett, and he, of course, was alleged to have been attacked rather in a racist and homophobic manner. Well, it seems that all charges have been dropped because it was said that he made up that story. Well, it seems like it's over now, and those charges have been dropped. So Jussie Smollett, one of the big talking points. And then, of course, Dudizane Zuma back in court again today on that culpable homicide trial. What I think the one was where one of the charges was actually dropped against our former President Jacob Zuma's son, and so he resumes back into the courtroom again today. He's now facing just one count of culpable homicide and one count of reckless and negligent driving. The second count, as we mentioned, was withdrawn yesterday. So those are your trending topics on this Wednesday morning, and we look forward to hearing from you. We'll bring you the question of the day shortly as well, and perhaps you'll be able to share your views on Twitter with us. All right, time now for a traffic update, and Rob is on the line. Rob, good morning to you.
Thanks, Leanne. Good morning to you. Good morning, South Africa. Happy Wednesday. Just before we get a look at some of the graphics, I just want to tell you we are just getting reports in a protest action on the R55 at Olivenhout Bosch through Centurion. So if you drive between Pretoria and Joburg this morning and you regularly use the R55, that looks like that protest is going to get in your way. I can tell you that Allendale Road from Tembisa Kempton Parkside through to Midrand is open this morning. Two separate protests yesterday, one in the morning, one again in the afternoon, which really got in the way, but no disruption on Allendale during the night. And at this stage, Allendale Road is open. All right, let's just get up and have a look at some graphics this morning. And just a reminder, if you use the Metro Rail services between Carltonville and Soweto, there's a bus replacement service. We've had one of the tracks just stolen stolen. There was some infrastructure, some theft of infrastructure, but they've now come in and just stolen the track. So Metro Rail just reminding you that if you go between Carltonville and Soweto, it's a bus instead of a train until further notice out that way. Cape Town, this is going to be a big thing tonight and tomorrow. It's the Ed Sheeran concert at the stadium. Just make sure you're aware of this if you work in Greenpoint or the CBD, because what's going to happen, you're going to have a lot of these concert goers coming in. Keep in mind, it is sold out tonight. A lot of concert goers coming in at the same time that you're trying to get out of work in the central and CBD area. So the elevated freeway, Helen, Susman, High Level Strand, they're all going to be absolutely packed. And if you are lucky enough to have tickets and you're planning to go tonight, just consider parking somewhere back in the CBD. Don't try and park around the stadium. You can't, because it's all closed down. Park back in the CBD and use that shuttle service, that free shuttle service that goes from the Civic Centre straight through to the stadium. And just staying in Cape Town, this is pretty important as well. This looks like a sort of semi-permanent arrangement. In the past, the contractor's really good lifting the roadworks on the M1 at Belleville in time for either the morning or afternoon peak. But it just seems like that N1 inbound and outbound lane closure, the right lane closure at Old Oak, it seems permanent. It's been there since Monday and it's still there this morning. There's a live look at the traffic coming into that from Brackenfell N1 into Belleville. So it's just going to stay busy, and it stays busy, starts busy early. All right, that's the latest look at traffic and travel. We'll be back with more throughout the show.